Hey everyone, welcome to another wonderful week. I should say if you're in Iowa like me, you're having a wet week. It has been raining and flooding for days, so I'm trying to stay warm. My dog hates it, let me tell you. But this week I decided to do something a little bit different than the past few videos. They have been kind of more just fun, like, voting for People's Choice Award and stuff like that. But this is a little bit more serious, mostly because I, for the last 3 weeks, have been battling with insurance to see a dietitian. Watch this dietitian that I saw like a handful of times before this whole past year in my past 4 admissions to eating disorder treatment. She's about 25 minutes away from where I live, about 25 minutes roughly, and she's certified in eating disorders, which is rare because not a lot of dietitians deal with eating disorders specifically and are specifically trained, especially in the state of Iowa, and to have one so close. So I went through a lot of hoops to get it covered back then. And then I had to switch insurance for some reasons I don't want to say on here. I had to switch insurance. And so I had to go through the battle the last 3 weeks of seeing a dietitian and seeing her. It's like, oh, you can see this diabetes dietitian that we have and all this and this and this. And I'm like, nah. I need someone who specializes, who understands what I'm going through and knows how to handle my illness, because my illness is different than diabetes, than just people who have other health issues. Like, it's a complicated thing, and proper nutrition education and treatment is a big part of it, especially if I'm doing this outpatient. So after going through so many hoops, she having to call insurance and do paperwork, I having to do paperwork, call insurance. There was one time I was on the phone for 40 minutes with insurance, having to do surveys and all this stuff and get it so that way they are like, okay, yeah, I guess, we'll give you the status to see your dietitian. So that was fun. So during that time, because she knew me, I was straightforward and 100% told her what was all going on, where my health was, where things were intake-wise, and just told her everything. We talked on the phone. And so we worked closely via email, via phone call, just keeping up with, okay, this is what we're going to have planned for you. And we kept, keeping track of how things were going and coming up with a plan while we were waiting for insurance to okay it for me to see her in person. So we would schedule it, okay, phone calls and emails and say, this is what, kind of working on an intake plan and goals and stuff like this. I made a document of all the goals I want to do in my life, and we started working on things. She gave me some resources, and I had to go get a physical and get labs done, just to make sure, because she, especially as a dietitian, had gone through eating disorders before and working with them, know when you start increasing your intake, you can have some serious health complications. So she wanted me to go in and get a health screening, physical, and get labs done and check up by a primary care. So I did that. That was fun. So I was able to actually see her for the first time after 3 weeks of battling her in person. So I drove, listening to Harry Potter audiobook, and it was really good. We sat down and we reviewed the list of foods that I like, because obviously we want to make sure that when we put it in the plan, we ain't putting in foods that I don't like or don't ever eat, because she wants to focus on me eating what I'm comfortable with and eating the kinds of food, because not like I wasn't eating at all before I messaged her and stuff. So we worked on eating what I have been eating and the foods I have been eating, but increasing my intake, whether that means adding an extra yogurt at dinner with this thing or that thing, or buying the oatmeal that has a little bit more calories, and, you know, finding ways to sneakily increase my intake, but still eating the foods that I want and feel comfortable with and like. Obviously, like, I even straight up told her when we're going through the list, I do not want, because we were looking at protein, because protein was one thing that I was a little bit lacking on. One of the things on the list that we were checking through the list was like soy burgers, and I said, honestly, no, I prefer not to do any like meatless meat options, because they just trigger me from when I was a vegan to lose weight, because I went vegetarian for a month and then went vegan for like 5 months just to lose weight. That was my whole purpose behind it, was to lose weight, because someone had told me when they were vegan they had lost quite a bit of weight. So there's a lot of good, well, people have all good reasons to do whatever they want with their health like that. Not saying it's bad or good to be a vegetarian or vegan. That was just my reasoning, and obviously, especially with my illness, that's definitely not a good reason to go vegan or even vegetarian. So I just said, I can't do that. And like, my body has osteoporosis, has arthritis, has all these things and health complications and heart stuff. So it's like, I need all the nutrition I can get, so I can't really cut food groups. So I have to be really strict right now. So what we did, sorry, I'm like trying to not fall off the chair. My dog's taking up all of it. So we sat down and made a list of kind of we went through that list of food that I liked, and we kind of went through, okay, well, what did you eat yesterday? And I went through a couple more food logs of like what I ate, so she can get another little glimpse. And I told her, and we talked in person, not just via phone, what I really like to eat, like, you know, like what I buy in the grocery store, like what my routine is, you know. Especially now, since it's pumpkin spice season, I be eating them pumpkin spice stuff. Beware of a video of pumpkin spice stuff coming up. But so what happened is, then we also made a list of goals for the week, our weekly goals, which is something we're going to start doing because I'm seeing her once a week now. And they could be goals like, this week I'm going to share with you a goal is adding a protein to every meal. Because when we went through my food logs, protein was the one food group that I wasn't like completely lacking, but she wants to definitely see more of. So that was like a goal. So we set a few goals for the week, which is helpful. And then we also, every day, because I'm a number person, at least with my eating disorder and calories. So we went through every day from the day I saw her until the day I'll see her again, what caloric intake I should be, and we adjusted it every day. And she said, okay, this is what I'm thinking, what are you thinking? And we sat down and together made a plan of every day where my intake should roughly fall, you know, made it intake for every day, to help kind of say, okay. And then we also went through, what was really helpful with her is she has a lot of resources. Obviously, she's a dietitian. She has a lot of books. She studied this. She got certified in this. Like, she knows what she's doing. She showed me, and I kind of had a little mini therapy session and told her, like, my fears because to me, like, calorie intake increase is scary. So I straight up told her, like, this is what I'm fearing. And she was able to look through her books and show me proof and facts of what our body does and what our body needs and all this stuff, and be able to say, okay, here is research done of how many calories a person like with an eating disorder especially needs for healthy restoration. Like, research done by teams and doctors, and she like gave me a few little snippets of reading that can help me. And, you know, she kind of worked through my problems, and we even did a few thought records. Like a thought record of like when I have an increase intake day and I have to go up a little bit more, like my brain starts rattling, like how do I take that from an irrational thought to a rational thought? Because with increased intake, it's a lose-lose, sorta. Because I'm excited that it goes up because that means, because things happen with when my intake goes up. I start feeling better. My body has more to run on it. I can feel like at work, like it's not a strain to help take care of clients. I have our energy to walk my dog, like all these things. My brain starts functioning better. Like I start feeling better. I don't have a lot of blood sugar issues because I had a blood sugar incident, especially at the hospital when my blood sugar was 30. Like, you know, but it also is a lose-lose because then my eating disorder starts overtaking me and my stress, and then that gets, so it's kind of a mix of emotions. Because I'm excited that it goes up because it means good things, but it also stresses me out. My eating disorder gets into overdrive, and then that causes a lot of issues, and then all the negative thoughts and all that crap goes through. So it's a stressful thing. But so that's something I want to talk about, because some people don't realize with eating disorders how, I just want to say, like, nutrition, obviously it's not about the food. I pointed that out. But one thing that people don't realize is how important people seeing dietitians are. They get so grossly overlooked with eating disorders, and so many people I know, not just me, have battled insurance to get a dietitian covered with an eating disorder. And it's like, what the crap? Do you not think people with eating disorders need to see dietitians? Like, what people smoking? That's a major part of, it's not like the biggest part, but it's like a huge part. You know, it's just like, so it was an intense battle. And I'm really excited where things are going forward with our weekly goals, and I'm so thankful for her, and then I'm finally able to see her. And thank you for watching. Love you all. Please subscribe and leave any comments with questions or concerns you have, any further video suggestions, and have a beautiful day.